guys, it's Candace Keene here. I'm here with Ryan Watson. We're at the Powerhouse Gym in Tampa, and we're about to do some glute training, but first we are going to work on our activation of the glute medius, which is very important before you do leg training or any kind of glute training, because it wakes up those sleeping muscles and it stimulates them for proper and productive glute work.
Yeah, like Candace said, we're here at Powerhouse Gym in downtown Tampa, and I'm very blessed to go do and smash some glutes with the best physique competitor in the world. And Candace has had a few injuries, and she's going to go ahead and take me through a little section of some glute activation work to emphasize a little bit more on the glute medius to really get the CNS and firing, and to get the muscle firing in order for us to have a good warm up into our glute training. So
these are just plan exercises. These are basic, basic little exercises, but they're very effective on activation of the glute medius, which is, like I said, very important to activate before any kind of glute training, because it actually wakes up those silent little muscles that tend to sleep, stabilization muscles, which really help with hip stability, spinal stability. Focus on the squeeze.
yeah, my ass is on fire. I'm starting to feel it.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely, trying to develop that mind-muscle connection early in the workout is critical, because especially when you try to talk about training glutes, everybody's more emphasis is on training the glute maximus, and the glute medius is extremely important as well. And especially if you're dealing with a lot of tightness or injuries, something starting off like this you might look crazy, but it's going to make your glute workout 3 times more effective. And to me, looking crazy, I'd rather have a nice set of strong glutes, so I don't mind looking a little crazy in the gym. So me and Candace are doing some clams here.
So again, your knees are about 45-degree angle. You want to keep your body in a straight alignment, line with your feet, in a straight line as your body. Your core's in, and you're just doing the clam. Nice and slow, and squeezing it at the top. Focusing on that little guy in there. But the glute medius is very important for balance, stability, hip stability, pelvic stability, and spinal stability. So it's very important that we activate these little guys.
And for sex too.
There you go. We don't really know the name for it, so we're just going to call it Team Allmax Booty Builder. Booty warm-up.
Call it Team Allmax Ass Burner.
Ass burner. Yeah, you want a dorsal flexion.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Dorsal flexion of the foot. So your toe is pointed this way. Leg is straight. You just go down, and as you come up, you squeeze your little glute medius in there. You should really focus on that burn. So if you want to lift heavy in the gym to get that rockin' body and that banging booty, you need to have strong stabilizer muscles and a strong core pelvic floor. So this will help with that. How you doing over there, Ryan?
Yeah, my ass is on fire.
Your ass is on fire?
My ass is burning. I'm not gonna lie. These things are humbling me right now.
What I like to do after the activation movements, I like to do a little piriformis stretch and a hip flexor stretch, because when you stretch your hip flexors, it also allows more engagement of the glute. So for your glute training.
So there's several different ways you can perform the stretch. I find the way to get the maximum amount of stretch is to not only activate your glutes, which is going to help relax the psoas major, the hip flexor is going to open up, but to take it to the next level, I'm going to reach back and grab my ankle and I'm going to come forward like that. I'm going to really still try to maintain that upright positioning, that posture, and I'm trying to drive my hips forward and squeeze my right glute, okay, which is going to help relax my right front hip flexor even more. And it's also going to help stretch your quad, but really open up the entire hip joint in there. Like Candace said earlier, the more we can open up those hip flexors, the more we can engage the glutes. Okay, so the tighter your hip flexors, the less engagement, the less extension you can get of your hips. So we want to make sure, like she said, to really warm them up and then stretch them out really good before we get into some heavy lifting.
And And also an important thing about the psoas, which is connected to pretty much your hip flexor. When it's really tight, it's connected to all 5 of your lumbar vertebrae. So when it's tight, it pulls it forward, which it causes your
anterior pelvic
tilt.
A lot of people don't realize that when they have like a lot of lower back pain, they think it's either, you know, stemming from their lower back stiffness, and a lot of times they think it's from hamstrings, but 9 out of 10 times I find with people I work with, you know, it's due to really tightness throughout their psoas and hip flexors. So you guys, you know, definitely implement these stretches. I'd recommend 3-4 times a week.
Yeah.
You know, hold it for 20-30 seconds on each side. And don't really forget to contract that glute, whatever side you're trying to stretch. Try to contract and squeeze that glute. It can help you open up that hip even more. Really keep that chest up and drive those hips forward even more. All right, guys, that concludes the warm-up. Candace took me through a couple like little small isolated warm-up activities for the glutes, and I've actually been really humbled that those are actually a lot tougher than they look, and actually my ass is on fire, and I feel like that I'm really ready to, you know.
And you see he's working up a sweat.
No, I'm sweating for real, just from the warm-up. So I appreciate you taking me through the little booty burner, you know. So you ready to rock and roll on this?
Do it.